It's good to be back, and I thank Zina for inviting me. I'm wearing a tie. For those of you that have heard me speak before, I'll explain the reason again, and I have an update to the story. So when I went to college, there was a guy by the name of Billy Joel. He was 25 years old. He came to do a concert at my college, and the night before the concert, he went drinking at the bar down the street with some of my friends. He comes to the concert. This is a college, jeans, long hair, the whole thing. And he comes in, he's wearing a jacket and a tie. And he stands up and says, "You all might be wondering why I came to your college to do a concert and I'm wearing a tie." He said, "Well, you each paid $5 to get in here. And for $5, I figured you deserved a tie." That was Billy Joel. Now, when I saw him, he was 25 years old, and Piano Man had just come out. 2 weeks ago, I went to Madison Square Garden with my 25-year-old daughter to watch Billy Joel in his 38th sold-out concert at Madison Square Garden. This kid, who was 25, playing in piano bars and colleges, is now Madison Square Garden. He's worth almost $200 million. He's been married 4 times. And he is the entertainer of all entertainers. If you ever have a chance to watch him at Madison Square Garden or any place, he's better today than he ever was. I mean, it was fabulous. Now, my daughter's 25, so I gave her a chance to see the real Billy Joel. So that's my Billy Joel story. That's why I'm wearing a tie. We got Westworld up here to start off with. I do want to talk about speed and competing on speed. This is an introductory presentation. The next presentation is the good one, Daniel Sheffray. So you get all the content from him, okay? Daniel's with Altran. The race is on. It's about speed. Everything today is about speed. Things are speeding up. We thought they were fast before, but they're nothing compared to what is happening today. So the race is definitely on. An example is Amazon Go. Amazon Go is going into the UK to disrupt the retail environment. And most of you would know what Amazon Go is. So consumers go into a store, they pick up things off of the shelves, and they just walk out. It's a frictionless environment. It's very fast. Everything's charged to their Amazon account. And it's very disruptive. There have been similar types of things done 3 or 4 years ago down at Disney World. When you signed up to go, they send you a band. You walk into the park. It's very easy. The queues are gone. Mickey Mouse comes up to your 5-year-old daughter, Sally, and says, "Happy birthday, Sally." And you have speed, but you also have a customer experience. A magic moment is created. So speed and this idea of a customer experience gets combined. But things are speeding up. And it's all about digitization, and every product, every service, every business is being digitized, and very rapidly. So this is raising a whole set of questions, and most businesses, most R&D organizations are asking things. When ideas are born in the cloud, what's the ecosystem? How do you scale digital offerings when you create them? How do you achieve transformational acts when you're doing something that's with adolescence and new capabilities? And what are the new talent economics in this digital world that we're in? Well, digital is moving, and it is moving very, very rapidly. And everything will be digitized, and it will change every business and every industry. And the speed is therefore dramatically accelerated because of it. It is in some ways a revolution. And if you look at the left side here, there's revolutions in interactions and design, and it's happening across all industries. Now, McKinsey has done some studies, and they would say that less than 40% of industries have been digitized so far, which says we're not even halfway down this journey. There's a lot to go, which means if you think about it in speed, there's a lot that will be accelerated. The industries that are most advanced are media and entertainment, retail, high tech. But all industries are moving in this direction and in this path. Now, on the right side here are some interesting facts. You may have heard these, but you have to almost step back and put them in perspective. We're doubling the amount of data. So in 2006, we produced as much data in 1 year as we produced in the history of humankind up until that point. As much data in 1 year as in all of humankind up through 2015. That's amazing. 70% of financial transactions today are handled by algorithms. Pari talked about algorithms, intelligence. All things will be connected with the internet, everything. We've talked about it for years, clothing, animals, it'll be in water, everything. And in 10 years, there'll be 150 billion networked, measuring sensors. 150 billion. Now, for those in the semiconductor industry, kind of a good thing, 150 billion of something. That is 20 times the number of people on the planet Earth. Think about it, 20 sensors for every person. When that happens, then this doubling of data happens in 12 hours. 12 hours. I don't know, I find that kind of interesting. I mean, today it's happening in a year. Think about it in 12 hours. So this is clearly a revolutionary time. People talk about different peaks and times and what happens. I find this fascinating. I think we're entering one of the most interesting, significant, challenging, but opportunities as well timed that you could imagine. People talk about it as a transformational period. And the biggest transformational period in 70 years. There was a transformational period after World War II. That was very transformational. There's nothing since then that's as major in terms of the impact on businesses, governments, societies, and people around the world. That's because of these types of things. So as all this happens and data is networked and new platforms are created, you integrate things into business ecosystems, you clearly do start driving these revolutionary changes. And you go from where you're automating production, you're creating these autonomous vehicles, but you're also automating society. You're automating society itself. The society in which we live, the way we operate, the way we live our lives, the way we do our businesses are all automated. So this section here, these few charts I just went through are really just to set a backdrop. Because every year in Aricent, we create what we call the Tech Vision. And we have a new Tech Vision for 2017 where we try to take what's happening in the environment and say, what's it mean? What are 4 trends or themes that are relevant to think about today from all that's happening in the world? Things that we can do something about, we can help clients with, or clients can think about in their own businesses. And these are the 4. The first one is energize the core. What's energize the core? Everybody has products today, services today. Everything's not going immediately to leap forward. Everybody has customers that they take care of today. So you have to energize your core products, your core services, what your business does, which means digitize it. Design it to be seamless and improve it for the future. You can't just drop it. We're doing work with a company called IBM and trying to help them in some areas of their cloud product portfolio to energize the products. Bringing in a whole set of new transactional design techniques and some digital ideas that are going to improve and enhance those because they're going to be around for a while. We're doing some things with them as well in the high availability on their cognitive systems. So energize the core. Don't forget, that there's a core business that companies, big and small, have today. The second thing from all that's going on is to organize for the services supercycle. The services supercycle. So if you have a product, you get a revenue stream. If you have a platform, which Perry talked a lot about, a platform allows you to have multiple product streams. And you can have services streams and create new services streams off of it. I was fascinated by Cisco's results recently. They talked about the percentage of their business that is now subscription-based and services, 31%. They talk about how their business is shifting to software and services. And the market was very positive about this, that there's a percentage of their business that's moving in that direction. To me, that's part of this idea of platforms off of which software and services are provided. There's a startup in some terms, but Deutsche Telekom is doing some things with one of their venture capital funds where they're creating a mobile edge platform. A mobile edge platform. And off of this mobile edge platform, thinking about all the services and offerings that could be done. They're working with a glass company, frame glasses, called Zeiss in Germany. Zeiss has already talked about the smart glasses. Well, one of the applications here is translation. So if somebody's speaking Spanish to you, you translate into English on the glasses, real time. So whatever they're saying, you can read it right away, real time. Well, that takes some computing capability, but it also takes an ability to have real time and very close processing. A mobile edge platform is able to do that, is able to support that. So you think about organizing things for these services supercycles where you have a platform that can do things such as that. And the variety of things that you could do off of, for example, that platform are very extensive. But you have to organize your business and think about the services supercycle. So that's a second trend. The third, and in the spirit, of course, of the conference here, is create stimulus through artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence, machine learning, cognitive, they may mean different things, they may mean the same thing to you. But it's all about intelligence, applying intelligence to a network, to a product, using the data, applying analytics, allowing things to be decided by the machines, and allowing machines to also learn. This is very exciting, and I think if you're in the product engineering and design business, in a few years, you have to understand how stimulus is created with artificial intelligence, or you're not in the business. Because products have to have intelligence that is built into them and is part of them. But equally important, intelligence has to enhance the customer experience. I think we've thought a lot about artificial intelligence as if it's a technical, algorithmic capability, without thinking about it in terms of it's actually a customer experience. Because artificial intelligence will enable and unleash tremendous customer experience capabilities. That's where productivity, customer enjoyment, revenue growth really comes from. At the Computer Electronics Show in January, Toyota showed an auto called Concept I. And autos, such as autos in the future, are going to be autonomous and electrified and shared. They showed this vehicle, and it's an AI vehicle. But the fascinating part of it was personalized. They were able to apply some intelligence to it so you can personalize a vehicle to yourself. Applying AI to the experience part, not just to the engineering of the autonomous vehicle. Now, why is this important? Well, all the studies say that millennials do not care about cars. Now, if you were an auto company and millennials, an age category, is growing up and they don't care about what you sell, you care a lot about their experience and making them interested in your product. My 25-year-old daughter could care less about a car. When I was 25 years old, the only thing I cared about, other than who I was dating, was a car. That was it. That's the only thing I cared about. My daughter, she does not care a bit. So this starts to become important. The experience of the car is becoming more and more important. So this creating stimulus is about artificial intelligence, but you have to think about this experience part and how artificial intelligence really can have a huge impact there. Well, that went away. Now, there's a whole set of things in artificial intelligence-inspired product development. And I'm not going to read the chart, but we need to think more and more, all of those in engineering, about how artificial intelligence is applied into the product development cycle and how it is ingrained into that cycle. We've been doing some things in Aricent with cognitive services. In our Frog design, we have a data-driven design services, and we've even come out with a cognitive drivetrain platform. It's really a platform that enables the rapid development of AI using all of the major platforms, a Watson or a Google or a Microsoft's, any of the major ones. But there needs to be ways to both leverage AI into the development process, but also use ways to enhance that process and accelerate it. Now, the last trend, the fourth trend here, is eliminate friction in everything you do. And you could think about Disney World as eliminating friction, Amazon Go as eliminating friction, but friction has to go away, because if you want speed, you have to get rid of friction. So everything that's designed, products that are developed, have to eliminate friction. IKEA has looked at this, and they do a lot of work in stores, and they do a lot of work in homes. They develop a lot of products for the home and for the stores. IKEA recognized clearly that there's just a lot of friction with anything that's a smart home or a smart product, like a light, a smart light. And I recognize this completely. I have a house that, we have all the smart lights, we have the smart security, everything's smart. I can't figure out how to use any of it. I mean, it's completely worthless. I finally decided that having the security cameras, maybe they'll scare somebody away, but they're not working. Sorry, it's true. So IKEA came up with, how do you think about this and get rid of all this friction, in my case, frustration that exists? So it's designing for smart bulbs, smart homes, not just from phones, but from remote devices. And it's a whole new way of thinking about eliminating the friction and designing into products the way you think about it so there is no friction. And it actually becomes very, very important for this movement where we're going to be successful. They're also looking at how they design for getting rid of the friction in their stores. They're doing some fascinating things there. So those are the four trends as we see them. Energize your core. Don't forget there's core products, and energize that. Organize for the services super cycle. Stimulate with artificial intelligence, and don't forget it's designing that artificial intelligence for customer experience. And eliminate friction in everything that you do. Those are the four trends we see for our tech vision this year. In the end, it is about competing on speed. Things are moving fast, have to be agile, have to be very focused, have to have a brand, and the brand has to stand for something. And then you have to balance speed, cost, quality to win with customers. So that's a very short snapshot on some topics, and Aricent and Frog, that's who we are. And I'd be happy if we have a minute just to open it up. I won't take time beyond what I'm allocated.